So welcome back in the series of video where we are discussing how to build APIs, right? So till now we have created our routes, we have defined the methods of all our route. We need to create the action, what the action we need to perform at this route. That means we have to create controllers for that, right? So I need my routes and controllers to be in sync, right? That means if it's of API's route, I need to make something, and I need to identify that which API, which version route this is, and controller this is. So for that, I need to follow strict architecture, and I need to make a API folder. In that, I need to say which version. There can be a multiple thing, right? If I update my application and I release a v2 version, so I will make a v2 folder here, and all the controllers related to v2 will be here. But as of now I have only one version of my APIs, so that means I need to make only one thing, and this is going to be product controller.js. So in this file, all the action that we are going to perform at our routes is going to be right here. So let's just define it. So let's just tackle one route at a time. So first let's just tackle what we need to do when the user at the create APIs, when the API endpoint is create, right? So I need, so controller access your model if you need to do something with database, and obviously I need to access my database here because I need to create a product in my database, right? So first let's just get my model, and that is present. Go 2 or 3 directories above, yes, and go to model and go to product, right? Let me just do this module.export so that I can use this function earlier, and name it create. Let me make it a async function so that we can I can explain you in more easy way, yeah, because code become very more readable and more clear when you use asynchronous function. So what is asynchronous function in JavaScript? I can discuss that, so I don't want to discuss here. So maybe we can discuss that in a separate video if you guys want. And for as of now, you can just Google it. What is asynchronous functions in the JavaScript, right? So if you remember in the starting of video, I said that JavaScript is a synchronous language and it uses a single thread. It is a single thread language, right? So you can just feel free to Google it and understand. Cool. So we need to create in a product in our database. So the user will be giving me product name and quantity, right, in the form of in my request, right, in my request. So in my request, so this is the request and this is the response that I am getting. So in my request, the user will be in request body, my user will be giving me the data which I need to post add in my database. That means the product, right, the product information, right? So that's to just that comes with some encoding part, right? That is encoded, and to get that again I need to use a middleware for that, right? And so I will be saying app.use URL encoded. Why it is not showing me a suggestion? There's something like that. Let's just search over what exactly the name of it. Express URL encode. Cool. So this is URL encoded. So let us understand what it does basically, so that it can be a more clear, right? So create an express application that accepts function in the top layer function space with express module. Right. So let's just go to express URL. Cool. This is express.url encoded. So what it does, this is a built-in middleware function in Express. It passes incoming requests with URL encoded payloads, and it is based on body parser, right? So it just pass everything that is there in the request body, right? And that is some information that user is passing me. I need to parse it so that I can use it, right? So this is a middleware available in Express 4.16.0 onwards. So let's just use this. Cool. So now I will be getting data, and I can easily pass my data that is coming in my requested body. So the user is passing me, so I can just do something like that, user product, and I can use this await. So I can use await only when I'm in asynchronous function. So await can be used only in the asynchronous function, right? That's why I'm making this function as asynchronous. So what awaits does is basically, so my product is so as I told you earlier, this is a single threaded language, so it just uses an event loop so that it do not wait for that particular thing to happen, because if you clearly see, if the user is made a request, if my processing stops at that, that means that if someone is doing some if 10 people are using my server and someone one makes a request, so that means all the 9 others are waiting. So it should not be like that. So it uses an event loop to counter such kind of things. So let's just do that. Await and product.create, which is a function in Mongoose, and I will be just passing this. Whatever everything is there in request body, you create it. So usually in asynchronous function, we just do try catch to, if there is some error, I can catch it. And when there is some error, let me just return a JSON with code 500 which says that internal server error, and an object with a message internal server error. Cool. But if it's not, let me just indent it properly. So I've already created a product. I need to return that product created a message with a code in response. So this is going to be JSON, not JSON, with a code 200. That means your request is successful, and a message product created successfully, right? Let me pass this product info also in data so that we can see it, right? What we have created in database. Cool. So we have successfully created a controller to create a product in our database. So I need to map this action, this controller here. So first of all, I need to acquire this here. It's present 2 or 3 directory above. Go into controller, go into API, go into v1, and you will get a product controller, right? And user is, as when the user requests at this URL, I need to map it. What function I need to map of this controller? Create, right? So I am done with create. That means now we can successfully create a product in our database, right? So we will completing our these 3 routes controllers in the next video, right? Till then, thank you so much.